To understand the query option, we will going to use our same project which we have created in my previous videos called GSalesOrder_002. As you are aware from my previous video, we have created two entity types inside this particular project. One is called the sales order header entity type, another is the sales order line item entity type. And sales order header data we are getting from VBAK, and sales order line item data we are getting from the VBAP. To establish the link between the header and line item, we have created one navigation property called items, which is linked to the association called header to items. And header to items, again, it is telling what is the relationship between the sales order header and sales order line item. And we discussed about how association and navigation work, and we also discussed that how we can get the data from the system using the different query option. We can update the data, we can delete the data, we can modify the data. This till now we have discussed these all the things. To understand the OData query options, as you already know, there are two kind of query options are available. Some of the query options we don't need to do any development. For example, for getting the dollar metadata, to get any service, suppose we have this service. Again, I will open the service here, Control V. I have to obviously log in. I got the service related data. This particularly, it will tell, we already discussed what all are the data it will give this particular service. And to get the metadata, what all are the fields and what all are the technical attribute of those fields, to check that one, we have to use $metadata to get the metadata file of this particular service. Again, the same file we got, and whatever we have given in the SEGW, all the things we can see here in the metadata file as well. Two entity types, two entity set, and association and navigation property called the items, which we already aware. Now, for getting the $metadata, we didn't do any implementation. Even when we are displaying the data in the JSON format, for that query option, we didn't do any implementation. Apart from that, as I discussed this expand query option in my previous video, where we can get the data, not only header data, along with the header data, line item data, how to get those two data together in one go, that we can do using the expand. This we already discussed, this first query option. And that is, we don't need to do any implementation for the $expand. Expand will work automatically. But due to some performance reason, or you are thinking like that, whatever the SAP expand working, it is calling the header data altogether. Then for each header data, it is calling that particular called line item method. The performance wise, that is not good. That is the reason we have implemented our own method, get expanded entity set and get expanded entity method. So we will get benefited from the SAP provided this method, and we can do all the header and line item data. We will get all the data in one go. So that is again one important thing, to get the data, header and line item data together, and we don't need to loop through one select statement. These all things we have discussed in last video. So $expand, if you want to know more about the $expand, which we have discussed in detail in my previous video, you can go through that video and discuss. Link is available in the description as well, and in the card as well. And we will discuss the remaining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 query option which is provided by SAP, where we don't need to do any implementation. First query option is the $select. So how $select works? So as you know, to get, this is the metadata file. To get the data from this particular service, suppose I want to get the data for this particular entity set name, sales order headers. So you can see this is the entity set I want to get the data. What I will do, I will copy this entity set name, and just after the service name, I have to give the sales order headers name. Which method it will call? Recall from the last video, it will call the sales order get entity set method. So you have to remember, as I told you, we discussed a lot of time. So whenever we are getting any entity set plus get method we are using, then which method it will call? That get entity set method will call. In this case, sales order this particular method we already implemented. Sales order header get entity set method will call, and it will get all the data from the system. Once we got the data, we want to display in the JSON format. You have to, for any query option, you have to mark question mark, and you have to do dollar format equal to JSON. Dollar format equal to JSON. Okay. Enter format equal to JSON. Sorry. So the same data, instead of XML format, we got in the JSON format. This is how we were getting the data. But in the front end guy, whenever the query application or some other application, front end application is developing, he might not need all the fields from all the service. He need it one particular time. Suppose we are displaying this particular output in the table format or ALV format in the front end, in the query side, in the list format, we can say. So where we are displaying all the data together. But user don't want to display all the data together. He just want to display only 3-4 table, and unless other data is not required by the user, no need to fetch that particular kind of data. So what front end guy will do, whenever he call this particular service, he will just call this particular 3 or 4 field, whatever really required to display on the screen. So in that case, he will call the $select query option. Instead of getting all the fields, if he will get whatever actually required then. So let me copy this query option and create the $select query option for us. Let me go to $select. Expand we discussed in last video. Today we'll try to discuss. So what additional things we have to do here? So you can see $format equal to JSON, that is fine. You have to use one query option called $select. So $select you have to write, and you have to give the equal to option here. And what all are the fields you really require? It's just like a select statement out of these 7 fields, which field you want to require to display in the output. Suppose I want to display the sales order, Control C. Let me copy and paste. You have to use $select equal to, and you have to give the comma separated list of your fields which you want to sales org. Let me copy, Control C. I want 3 or 4 fields only. Control V. And VTWEZ, let me write it down. VTWEZ, 3 fields only I want. I don't want to display all the 6 fields. I just want to display these 3 fields. This is again, I'm explaining, this is the URI. Again, this is the HTTP protocol which I'm using. We can use HTTPS as well. And this is the host name. This is the port name. This is the SICF node which we generated during when we registered our service. And this is our service name. And this is our service name, and from this service we are accessing this entity set method, and what data we want to access. So that is the reason we use first our question mark, and the first query option we want to get only this data, and to combine 2 queries you have to put AND operator here in between, and I want this particular data should be displayed in the JSON format. Just copy this one, Control C and Control V. Let me run this query. I hope so. I will get, you can see I'm getting only 3 fields now: sales order, SalesOrg, and VTWEZ, because I have requested only for the 3 fields. So in that way, the front end guy, if it is not needed, entire data in future might be needed. So that is the reason he is given, we might need this much data, but I want to get at this particular time, these 3 data only. So in that way, the network overhead will be reduced whenever we get the data from the query from the server to the client. That time there will be less network overhead, and we will get the data quickly we will get the data. So in that way it will be faster. So you can use $select query option like that. Remember one thing, for the $select query option we didn't do any implementation. It will simply call the same method, we will get entire data, but when we pass to the front end, only we will pass only these 3 particular entries. And for this, that is the reason we don't need any implementation for particular this. Format equal to JSON we already discussed. Let me put Control X, Control V. This was our first query option which we have discussed, and second one was the expand query option. The first we discussed $format, second was the expand. Now we are discussing one by one other query options. So $select option. Third one is the $count. So dollar count, basically what it will do, it will not return any data. It will give us that how many line items are available in the particular for that particular service. When we get the data, this how many line item we got. To see that particular count, we will use dollar count. So let me use this dollar count instead of this operation. So again, same query we can write. So in this will be the simpler form. Control C you can do and Control V, and this time we just have to write dollar count. But there is one important thing here. We no need to write. I think so. We no need to write the that particular question option. Just you will write dollar count, and it will give us the count of that particular how many entries we are getting from the backend system. So let me go to the here, let me paste Control V again. For this also we not require any development. You can see I'm getting the 100 line item from the backend system, because you, as you know already, we put up to 100 rows. So that is the reason only we are getting the 100. To get the count, so we are using the count query options. So in front end guy want to get how many line items, only the he want to get how many line items are available for this particular entity set, then he just will send like this is the another query option. And next query option, the links. So before going to links, let me display this particular data again for dollar count. Very important thing, we didn't use question mark over here. We just use the / dollar count. That's you have to remember. If you want to get the dollar count, you don't need to use here question mark. Again, these are the, as I told you, these are all are the standard defined by the OSS, where they define how some query should be get from the client and how we should return the data. Based on that, we have to remember, if you go to the OData org, there you can see how one query, how many kind of queries are there you can get from the server. So that queries only we are discussing one by one. So this is defined by the OData org OSS standard. So they are telling you have to use / So we have to use no other way. And you may have to remember as well, if you want to get only the count, you have to just use / and dollar count. Next is the links. So let me get the old data again in the JSON format, question dollar format equal to JSON format equal to JSON. Again, I got same 100 sales order in the JSON format, but this time, suppose I want to get those line items, but I don't want to get this all the data. I just want to get the line item links. What I mean by links, suppose sometime what we happen, we just want to give the navigation path in front end. We just want to give the line item path for all the sales order. Let me run this query option, then we will understand better. So this is the dollar link. Again, what we have to do, just copy this one, Control C and Control V. This time what we have to do, I think we have to do / items. I think a dollar, Control C / I think / we have to use dollar links question mark format. Let me run and this query and see the query is correct or not. This is not used frequently. I think the query is not correct. Sales order headers, and I have to pass all the line items. Where and okay, let me pass that particular header, particular one sales order first. Which sales order I want to get the line item, Control X. Let me see all the sales order, and one of the sales order I will use 4969, which is having multiple line items, which that I will choose. I think okay, 4970 let me use, and but the no expand is needed. Control V. Items, I want to get the 4970 items, but this time I don't want to get the items. I want to get the links in the JSON format. Again, there is resource not found. Items is wrong. Okay, I have to put I capital. I forgot. Always camel case. And what is that? URI is not valid. Let me, what I will do, Control X, question mark dollar format equal to JSON. I got all the items in that way, but this time I just want to get the link. I already have written this queries here. Let me see what I did. Forward slash dollar link, then item we have to put. So what we have to do? So again, you have to remember, no, there is no shortcut to that. Dollar link. I want to just get the links forward slash items, and then I have to put this query option. Again, some mistakes. Dollar link forward slash item. Oh God. I have to give this dollar link 764. That is fine. I am whatever the sales order I want to use, I can use. LINKS forward slash items dollar format suggestion. Then what is the U? The data service request has been understood, but it is not supported by the processor. It's telling it's not supported by the processor. Let me, what I will do, let me get this one. Yeah, I got the data now. You can see I was not able to get the in the format of the JSON format, but I just got the links. You can see dollar items links. Why I'm not getting in the JSON format? I think I'm not able to get in that particular thing in the JSON format. Question mark dollar format equal to JSON. Let me try one more time if I can get. Yeah, I'm not getting in the JSON format, but I'm getting those links. So this is the again copy paste we have written already, but let me write one more time. So this is not the wrong, this is wrong. What we did mistake, we can see here clearly we have to put first thing we have to put which sales order you want to get all the links, and second thing you have to put a link first, then navigation path, not the navigation path and link. Again, I did one mistake. You have to put I in capital. So these all are the things you have to remember, because it's a query option. And again, for this particular query option, to get the links of that particular, what this is giving, this is just returning us that where you if you run this URI, you will get that first 10th line item, you will get 20th, 30th, 40th, 50th, 60th, and 70th line item you will get of this particular 4970 line item detail you will get. So it is just giving us the links to that particular line item to go. If you want to go to that particular line item, how you can go. So this is how it's is working. And if I try to get this particular data using this link, I will not get, because I didn't implement it the sales order item get entity set. I didn't implement it. That is the reason I will not get. But I can get like this. What all are the instead of getting the links, Control X. If just I want to get 4970 sales order detail, you can see I can get, and I can use the expand query option here. Question mark dollar expand query option I can use, and it will be expanded to all the line items. You can see 4970 what all are the data is available. This is the first link, 4970 10 20 30 40. Expand query option I can use, and then again this expand query option we have created some code behind, and we no need to create also code, not without code implementation also it will work. Okay, and how to get links, again I'm telling the simple way. Just you have to get the entity set name, and for entity set name, and for which entity you want to get the links, and forward slash links basically, and then forward slash, and what all are the whatever your navigation property name, where you will gonna get all the links. Instead of getting the all the items, you will get only the links. If I remove the links, it will give us it will give me all the items. Let me see that also. Let me put this one, Control C, Control V. If I first I will get the links, taking time now. I got the links. What I will do, instead of getting links, I just get the line item, Control X. You can see I got all the line items. I didn't get any header data for 4970. What all are the line items are there? I can display in the JSON format also. Question mark dollar format equal to JSON. So you can see I got the data in the JSON format. I just want, instead of getting this all the detail, I just want to get the links only. So you just have to use this URI forward slash dollar links, and then you have to give the navigation property name. Then one more important thing, the dollar value. I'm getting the 4970 all the data. Suppose I'm getting this sales order data here. Get entity set method is not implemented. It is implemented. That is the reason I'm getting the 4970 sales order header data. Let me see. Get entity set method also implemented. Yeah, get entity sales order header get entity is implemented. That is the reason I am getting the header data. But instead of getting the header data, I just want to get one field value. You can see forward slash, and you can put the which value you want to get. Suppose I want to get in this case Bstnk. I want to get Bstnk will be the purchase order document. Bstnk value I got, but I got in the format, some XML format I got. I just want to get that particular value. You can do this query option. You can use forward slash dollar value. It will give you just the value of that particular field. So this is again, there is no question mark is required like count, and again just we have to use the dollar forward slash dollar value to get particular single value. It will be now not in the pair format. If you just get this one without using this query option, if you get, you will either you will get in XML format. Like let me try to put here XML format question mark dollar format equal to Excel format equal to JSON. I think I should get, but let me see. I will getting. I'm not question mark dollar format equal to JSON. I'm not getting in the JSON format. Let me try it out. I'm not getting in the JSON format, but I did some mistake. No, Control X. I didn't do any mistake, but it's just returning in the XML format only. But I just want to get the value. Just you have to use that forward slash dollar value to get the value of that particular field. That is also possible. How we can do using this one. So there is two query option again in this one. One is this one, and second one you don't want to get the value, then you can use the just Bstnk you will get the data in the XML format, but this particular field value. And again, you just want to get the value, you have to use the dollar value query option forward slash, and for the you have to remember two times. For count also we are using the forward slash, and for getting the dollar value also we are using just the forward slash, and for the link also we are using the dollar for all three link, count, and let me remove this link, count, and value query options. We no need to pass the question mark. We just have to pass that. We just have to pass the forward slash and the value. In case of link, first you have to pass links, and then you have to pass the item property. Again, these things we have to remember to call. Once we will use frequently those things, then we will get to know. So these all are the query options where we don't require any implementation from our side. Once we implemented the normal implementation like get entity set or navigations and get entity method, we implemented these basic methods. From this method, it will utilize those data and it will just get the data whatever they required on the front end. Now we will discuss some of the query option which needs the implementation.